Are you planning more to, you just got off the road, are you planning to tour America at all?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, we always toured America. I could come back to America. Yeah, so I always come back to America. But we may have to go back out again before we come back. But eventually, we are just always, this is where like home base is,
And you see yourself just touring and touring and touring?
Yeah.
What do you consider home now, Los Angeles?
Home, I don't even consider that no more. I don't think I've ever considered anywhere home. Sad, but...
Your guitar, maybe?
I got a different guitar in every place. Yeah.
You don't have one guitar?
I got a different one everywhere.
You did?
I go down to LA, I got a couple of guitars, and then New York I got plenty. I can always call one up.
At the beginning, did you have like one guitar?
Yeah.
It was like...
What
was
guitar?
it? Yeah. What was it?
It was a Jumbo Gibson. Little big.
So many harmonicas.
Lots of them, yeah. Never could decide on which harmonica to play. They were always in different keys.
Well, that must have been, I know it sounds stupid, but to the average person thinking of playing the harmonica, singing, and playing the guitar at the same time, that takes a lot of coordination.
No, it doesn't. Anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
First time Bob walked into my office and did that, I thought I was looking at a freak. I'd never seen it.
Well, no, I'd seen it before, though.
See, I hadn't.
Yeah. It used to take two people to do that.
Jesse Fuller used to do it with a guitar, harmonica around his neck. He used to kick a drum with his foot, and on his back he had something else. He was a one-man band. I don't think he's still alive. Jesse Fuller, I think he passed away a few years ago. But
Well, he fell into the category that doesn't exist anymore, of the street singer. Right? Like the Reverend Gary Davis.
Reverend Gary Davis.
That's right.
But Jesse Fuller was the first person I saw do it. Play harmonica and guitar together, and put a drum, and he used to call it something else. I forget what it was. He was great. Reverend Gary Davis was also, I learned a lot of stuff from Reverend Gary Davis. He wasn't singing on the streets when I came across him. He had graduated to the clubs. But
You sang a lot of the Hoots. Were you in any of the Hoots at Carnegie Hall?
Yeah.
Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I went to a work camp, one of the work camps up in Connecticut.
Yeah.
With a place called Bucks Rock. Which is part of that whole Levers, Pete Seeger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll tell you something. The Weavers film, did you see that?
The final thing? No.
Did you see the Woody Guthrie film?
No, it wasn't Weavers.
Remember Holly here and Ron Gilbert?
Oh, yeah.
That's as good as it gets. For me.
He wrote a song, he claimed to have written a song called If I Had My Way.
Oh, yeah.
Which was on the first Peter, Paul, and Mary album.
Yeah.
So I got him into the office and signed this song to a contract so that we published the song. And out comes the album, and the album goes about 2 million albums. And the day that I signed it, I said to him, "Now, Gary, you actually wrote this song." He said, "No." I said, "What do you mean, no?" He said, "No, I didn't write it. It was revealed to me." Now, I had never been confronted with a situation where a song had been revealed to somebody, so I called my boss and I said, "We got a problem. We got a song coming out next week and an album. Technically, we own the song, but I just discovered the writer didn't write it. It was revealed to him. We got a contract that covers revelations." He said, "Just sign it." And I gave him $1,000 advance. Now, about 6 6 months later, the album has done 2 million, and it's a week before Christmas, and I thought to myself, gee, I ought to give them some royalties, even though they're not due until February. I'll give them to them in, I hope my mic has been on.
Put your mic, yeah, Tom, just hook it back on, yeah.
So I call him at home, and he answers the phone, and I said, Gary, it's Artie Mogul calling. You remember me? He says, yeah, you're the fellow I sold that song to for $1,000. I said, well, you didn't sell it to me for $1,000. I gave you an advance of $1,000. You've got more money coming. He says, how much? I said, $20,000. I hear him yell, honey, get here on the double.
Did you ever play in Washington Square back in the
on Sunday?
On Sundays?
All the time, yeah. All the time.
Were you ever busted in that whole thing?
No. I played it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that was the most marvelous period, that early 60s period in the village. I'll tell you a writer out of that period who I think has been vastly underrated. And as a matter of fact, Bob, I think you were the one who tipped me off to him. Was Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh.
I just think Gordon's written songs that haven't achieved the recognition they deserve.
He's a great songwriter.
Yeah. That's another one to add to that list.
Yeah, Gordon did, he did a song of mine, Tom Thumb, something like that.
Just like Tom Thumb's Blues.
Yeah, Ross and Juarez, and some raining and Easter time too. He did that one, but he also wrote some incredible songs. One after the other, he did, did you ever hear that one he wrote about that boat that went?
Oh yeah, Record the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Ross and Juarez.
Yeah.
That was quite a song. That didn't come out as, it was not, I don't know, one of your more popular ones, but it had a, was that?
That's one of my favorites, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It sounded very personal. I don't know whether it was you, but it had a ring to it.
Gordon did another song called,
Song of yours or song of his?
Song of his.
The Canadian.
I used to listen to it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The Canadian trilogy or something.
Well, after that, it was I'm Not Supposed to Care.
You really enjoy other people's work?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm always aware about the people's work,
For the craft or just for the...
Well, I don't know. What else I got to do,
You don't watch TV, you don't read the papers?
That's right.
Did you have some starving days? But you lived on a pretty grungy place.
I never starved. I never starved because I always played on my guitar on the street, or if not the street, I always could play on the street. And back then, you could play in the coffee houses. And I always passed a hat or something, and I always had a hat. And so I never starved. And I always got a meal, I always got fed, because, a singer always gets fed. A singer's always going to do all right. So I never starved and never cared about it.
I'm not sure that happens anymore, though.
Yes, it does.
It does?
Singer will never starve. Guitar player will never starve. If you don't try to make videos.
Do you look back on it's kind of a romantic time for you, huh? Back
Well, I think this is a romantic time.
Really?
Yeah, it's never been an unromantic time for me. Well, maybe a few days here and there, but yeah, it's always been a romantic time for me.
You have fun. You look like you have fun. You got a smile on your face.
Fun.
Lots of people don't have fun, I'll tell you. The world out there is filled with people who are miserable all the time.
Well, yeah, I've run across a few of them. Well, it's... You choose it, though. You choose what you want. Some people are happy miserable.
Yeah, but most people are just putting in time. You know, I divide the working people of the world into two categories.
But that's because people get caught up in the machine. If you're going to be in the machine, you're going to be putting in time, and you're going to be putting in your time like those people working in Detroit. You know, putting screws on cars. Which you know, that's what you, if you do that all day, it affects your mind, you know?
Yeah, most people who work look forward to Friday.
But that's not the way it has to be. I mean, God didn't say that's the way it has to be. Be part of this corporation, or be part of this machine, or fall into this category and conform to these ways. But it's always been that way.
Unfortunately, that's what happened with the record business.
Yeah, but it's happened with most businesses, I bet, you know. But I mean, so what, you know? But that's the way things are geared, so you expect people are going to be happy doing it. People go to college for 8 years and, you know, and come out and become whatever they are. And they put in all that time. You expect them, you're either going to do something because it's bringing you some kind of satisfaction. At a certain point, I mean, anybody would think, wow, am I being satisfied with this, or am I not being satisfied with this? You know, if I'm not satisfied with this, you know, I mean, you find something else, you know, or you find something else that at least it's you know, you only have a certain amount of years to live, so what's the point of just doing something to punch the clock, you know?
You know that I read recently.
Maybe that's important for somebody else's clock to get punched, you know, but you're always punching somebody else's clock. You know, it's never your own clock that you're punching. You're punching somebody else's clock. But that's what keeps commerce going. That's what keeps materialism going, you know, communism going. You're working for a product. You're working for, somebody's got to be in charge of something, you know. But, you know, in a lot of countries, a lot of cultures, things are like, you go to Tahiti, it's not like that. You were in Morocco.
I love Tahiti.
In Morocco, it's not like that. I mean, there's a lot of places where it's not like that. But what do people say? They say it's backwards, you know. Well, you know, who's to say what is backwards? U.S. is, I don't think the U.S. started out as a capitalist society. I think it started as people coming to get free from something else, you know. And to a lot of the immigrants who come here, it's the same thing. It still is that. They come here to get free of that, you know, unbearable.
Then they get caught up in the same thing, though, once they hear.
Yeah, maybe they do, but America still has that to offer, though. You know, it has that to offer. Like, you don't have to. It's got that, you know, freedom of spirit. But who's to say? I mean, really.
I mean, there's a lot of countries where you would have been put in jail for what you're saying.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, what countries would I have been put in jail for saying what I said? I can't think of one. I'm sure.
Russia.
Russia?
For what?
Well, you know, they probably put me on a pedestal in Russia.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, but if you were in Russia, you might have been singing different songs.
What was the name of that Russian poet you got so friendly with in the 60s?
I never got friendly with him, but Yevtushenko I never met. I did meet Andrei Vazhesensky, who's a poet from Russia, and I found a lot of similarities. Yeah, a lot of similarities,
But individualism is what you're really talking about. It's marching to your own drum.
Marching to your own drum, but you can't do that, though. You can't really march your own drum. Idealistically, maybe, but there's got to be a government. If there wasn't any government, there'd be total chaos, you know. It'd be chaos. I mean, even if we were sitting in this room, we'd have to have a government. We'd have to have certain rules on what, you know, what was what. So, anarchy, I mean, I'm not an advocate of anarchy. I mean, anarchy might serve a certain purpose for a certain time, you know, but sooner or later, I mean, you have to get down to what the law is, you know, so we can all follow some sort of procedure on just what the limitations to our natural abilities may, want us to be in.
But you are an individualist. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. You're not.
Well, I don't
People
know.
shouldn't be numbers.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I've been, I don't know whether it's lucky or what the word is. I don't know what it is. I've been just allowed to do and express myself the way I want to. And in doing so, a lot of other people have been allowed that same freedom.